Is it breaking Hollywood's policy if I show my bumpy and my fat rolls and my policies of my new government? Are you people going to cut the video off if I pull over my pants down and give you a big view of my ass? Or will you shriek more so if I tell you what you owe me in funding? Not. I want my own money mint lithographs made in exactly the perfect artwork that I choose. You'd better look through your drawings and see if there's anything I need out of that scrap pile, comparing to ignore what I'm telling you. Now, yes, these are my fat rolls and my big stomach that I've been eating rice and grueling sadly over uh, nights and nights of very sad times, pressured, always writing, always angry, always hurt with because everybody's ignoring who I am as God, as I claim to be the Master Jesus. I don't show myself, my stomach in the mirror as much as I'm doing now to you. You're lucky that I'm alive. But I want to see if I can face the public more by being very confident in not hiding so much. This hernia, or they don't call it a hernia because the nurse and doctor, well, the nurse mostly recently, is teaching me about what this is, because I thought, what if it's a cancerous tumor that I'm growing? And she said no. She said we've taken in the past, but it's getting bigger, and that's why it's bothering me about it. So it's just that it stretches. I mean, it's gotten a bit bigger because the weak whatchamacallit underneath um, the weak muscle underneath from stretching it so much, but it's because you can eat a lot and then that part of your body gets stretched. But hernias, I've learned, are very, very common for people. This is one of these moles that can't be liquid nitrogened off. It's kind of a soft type of mole, and then like a little hair will grow from it. So it's something you don't squeeze, but it looks different than some of my brown hard moles. But back to this stomach thing, regarding that it is not in my stomach, because my stomach is supposed to be over here. The stomach wall, like if you look at a drawing of the inside of a body. But at the same time, I hope that cleavage isn't something that Hollywood's going to say it's not acceptable for family viewing or even adult viewing. But this always made me think that what if it's a cancer thing that's going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then pretty soon I'll look like a pregnant woman with such a big cyst or something growing. But the ultrasound readers at the lab, by which I thought I had 3 of them done over this last decade, and really, I really have to ask and sort of push it. This last one, I almost didn't get it because she was saying that really there's nothing to worry about, but we can take one again. And so I'm glad we did, and they found just that it got a bit bigger, as in stretched the whole of how it is, and it's a scary thing for your muscles to break underneath and for this to poof over. This the fat comes through. It just sounds so much like gutting a gutting animal when you're trying to make food or make meat. It's an awful subject, the insides of our bodies. But again, I never show this. So I'm trying to say that I lost my health. And like I'm talking about, there's worser cases than me, and fortunately, things can get pretty rough on a body, and I don't feel good about them for me or anyone to have anything wrong with their body. So it's just that I never did have bathing suit years. I've always had a body that was never good enough to show, and it's never like those really hot shot bodies that you see in pictures that you wish it was like that. Oh, yours was as nice as that. But it's true about covering your body with the right clothing helps, and I haven't been doing any of that either. I've just been putting whatever feels really comfortable, and even that has been horrible. Like wearing pants that are 3 and 4 sizes too big for me, because just that's all that I've had around here. I've been extremely unorganized, and all that I kind of wanted to pull together, all that I've taken the time to pull together are these big clothing and clothes, and then a lot of times I just wear them for 2, 3 weeks without washing them, and they're full of sweat. That's the kind of lifestyle I've been living. Really, I'm putting the right terms down, not extreming it at all. And I just want to show you my legs are in really rough shape. I've never tanned my legs other than when I was a young girl and sort of getting a quick burning tan. So you see how my neck is way redder. I always think of Hollywood and what they owe me, and it makes me feel so good to be telling the world like this, because people like in general don't have to how shall I say, like me because I have a great body. They have to like what I have for them as a merchant, or as Jesus, the promises. And they have to like me, if they're going to like anybody. If what I'm saying is liking somebody for what they do in life, for who they are. It's not for a great body and how attractive they are. That's only so much. But my legs have always never been they've never been taken care of. Like, I know some ladies have the most beautiful legs. I've seen the Hollywood stars and their pictures and the models of how well they take care of their figures and their bodies. I just, it's not that I don't respect that at all, but look at the fine lifestyles they live and the rich, wealthy men they've had investing in themselves. It's much of that has gone on. Just the people and the families they've grown up in. I kind of wanted to take this off, the cloth on my microphone, because I thought to myself, I don't want anybody to think I'm covering it up for strange reasons. I did drop this microphone years ago. Unfortunately, I've dropped a lot of things. Being quick and careless, it's not a good thing. See how my rolls are? I just wanted to let people know that I have this ugly thing, and why I always wear a big t-shirt over it. But so much of this has come from eating too much, way too much, and I've got my belt folded over. I guess I'm doing it for my own security. I don't really want the world to see this that that badly. I just wanted to be really secure and say, Kathleen, why don't you even leave the house? Is it because your body's not good enough, or just you're that insecure? And I want to see how fat I am. I'm really quite fat in comparison to somebody who has the perfect weight. I am a serious 10 pounds overweight. Now there's all this extra fat. You see what I mean? And so I'm really a brave person, as Hollywood can tell. I've got very little to hide, and especially a full bank account of a lot of funds. And I've got very little to hide, especially um, a, a neighborhood full of rich friends. I don't have those kinds of things to hide, really, and not at all. But I do have to tell the Hollywood and how I'm serious about giving them the big boot out of that city, because it is my job as God Almighty to let the world know that I have a promise to save the world this way, if people are willing to trust me as Kathleen. Should I put my shirt back on? I think it's almost time. But I just want to let you know, I never have the right things, and I never have like the workout room and the lifestyle that so many of the Hollywood people choose, and then they just ignore me as God. I'm letting you know that really my plans are to do as God shows me to do, and to let you know that that whole landmass is for Jesus. Me as Kathleen to start with, but is for his future home, is what he told me. And so Hollywood, look out. Look out. You're getting paid today, some of you, thousands of dollars you could go spend on whatever. A lot of you are completely organized with a nice home, like a multi-million-dollar home and a great lifestyle. You can just snap your fingers and the cab driver comes, or maybe the limousine comes, or you're already standing really straight up on that royal carpet background, and taking a really high-end fashion picture with one of the designers, whereas Kathleen Persovich is still getting treated or called all the baby names of the book. Any woman, she's just another person trying to get some airplay and trying to get rich and famous. She's one of those wannabes, is she? And who knows what else kind of negative things they may be saying, and yet they may be saying, you know what? We better pick another state in case we really do have to move. We better find another. Maybe mom and dad have room at home. They some of them. I hope they're really taking me serious, because they should be. They should be making a very wise example for the rest of the world and saying, good God. I thought I had a few good acts to choose from. I thought I had a few good characters to play over my from my manager's postings recently. Oh, can you imagine really being Jesus? She's saying there was no hope not. I mean, there's so much hope now, because she got that part from the actual God Almighty, miraculous, the way it is. She was born that way, and it got better. She was born that way, and it improved over her life, that she really is the Son of God. And there's not much we can do but just respect that. Whew. I can imagine what she must feel like then, big gut or not, a homely looking face or not, in shape, health not, alive, and that's all you need. But, we want to live forever too, and goodness sakes, I couldn't even miss 5 minutes of my stardom. Never mind, she's missing a whole lifetime, and we're still making jokes and poking at her instead of paying. You got it, Hollywood. I'm giving you the bottom line of that you better start taking God and myself serious, and your own life serious more so. Maybe step off that acting stage a little bit for a moment and realize you're losing your future family's entitlements. Your future entitlements. You could still be alive when all of a sudden the bricks really fall down and we have to build up again. You are just one person who has to pay for God's kingdom of heaven as an obligation to even your own account. Please be an example for the rest of the world. And I don't really want to go down and look at my body again, but honest, I would love to have a mint condition body, and I am proclaiming to be well far from it. There's a lot of people that would say, Kathy, you could do a lot with your body, and that's what I'm saying. And really, everybody could do a lot with their own body. So don't let the regular government system and the way you can get paid in this world, don't let that cheat you from what your eternal entitlement is, and how I want God's new money, and I'm going to be signing for it. So please contact me, Miss Kathleen Prasovich, and not your local rich man, ladies. Goodbye for now, everybody, and the men are invited too.